Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Jan. Great to see you guys here this morning. It is a beautiful morning, and I am excited to see what today brings. Yesterday we had an election, and I haven't actually looked at the result just yet, but I last time I looked, it appeared that we would have another Trump presidency. Who knows what happened overnight, though? But we shall see. But I was talking with Pepper about it, and it was, a conversation that I had with my dad when I was really young came up, and so we were talking about how what can the wake up call be about today, and usually I don't know much about the card, but today I do, and so but one of the conversations or the conversation that I had with my dad when I was a young boy came up, and the thing that he told me was that he said one of the things that makes America such a unique country is that half of the country is disappointed every 4 years, and yet the country itself continues to keep on keeping on. And I really took that to heart, because as I got to be an adult and as I traveled through multiple different countries and saw the way that other countries do politics, I recognized that my dad was right, that oftentimes the price of a new leader is paid with blood. And so Pepper and I decided that we would do a special edition of the Wake Up Call today. And yeah, it's going to be similar to what I usually do. I'm going to pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. And then we'll talk about, I guess we'll talk about the very big event that just recently happened. So let's have some fun. Let's pull a card and say that today I am united. And it's not that I am united or that you are united, it's that we are united. And we are united. There is more that unites us than divides us. The fact is that we just had a very contentious election cycle, and throughout all of it, I actually wrote a post about this, but I kept on seeing posts from people who were from people who were attempting to get me to vote for both of the mainstream candidates. But both of these, all these copy pasted thoughts that I kept seeing all over the internet were essentially trying to tell me that if I didn't vote for for one candidate or the other, that I would be complicit in tyranny. Of course, in the end, it is our local politicians that mean more to us, or that have a bigger and more outsized effect on our lives than the national ones. But I really got to thinking about how these posts that were telling me that I had to vote one way or the other, or else be complicit in tyranny. How they were essentially divisive in nature, and it really brought me back to what my dad had to say about it when I was a little boy. When he said that it was one of the tenets of American exceptionalism. He said America is an exception rather than the rule, and in that every 4 years or 8 years we transfer power peacefully. And it really got me thinking about how that's exactly the case. It's the things that look like they're going to be a huge issue over the course of time. Irreconcilable differences within the country over the course of time, as society itself changes, those things become irrelevant. And of course, they're incredibly relevant for a period of time. In fact, whole elections are won or lost based on them. And yet, as we move forward collectively as a country, the fact is that we always figure out a way to keep on keeping on, and to get along, even as the divisiveness of presidential election comes and goes. And so we are united today. There is way more that unites us than divides us. We are united through a shared sense of desiring the best for our country. We all live in our country, and one of the things that really bothers me when election season comes around is, people talking about, oh well, if my guy or my girl doesn't get in, then we're going to have some kind of a civil war. Have these people ever been a part of war? Have these people ever seen the results of civil war? It's horrifying. And so the fact is that for so long as America resists balkanization, then to that degree, the election was a success. To the degree that we remain united as a country, then to that degree we have experienced success because we get to transfer power once again without there being a whole bunch of bloodshed. And so we are united. And we're not just united as a country, we are united as people, as individuals. We come together. You and I are united right now on the wake up call. There is way more that unites us than divides us. And when we focus on what unites us, we can work together to make the world a better place. When we focus on what divides us, what is it that we build? Well, when we focus on what divides us, then we spend all of our time tearing down the people who are around us, those same exact people who are in a better position to help us than any politician ever will be. And so today, I just want to encourage my friends. I know for a fact that half of America is disappointed today. No matter what the outcome was of the most recent election, half of America is unhappy about it. And yet I just want to encourage my friends, whether you're happy about it or unhappy about it, that that let's just focus on the things which unite us today. Let's focus on our shared on our shared goals of just keeping this country moving in directions that are positive. And let's do that in a way that that is really or let's do that in a way that only we can, because in the end, we can't do anything to change the overall direction of a country of 350 million people. We can do a lot to change the overall direction of our communities, of the people who surround us, over the people that we're going to meet today. And in the same way that these two trees are growing together, and that their roots are just completely grown together, yet these two trees are separate entities, so too are all of us as individuals. We also are very much grown together. The life that I enjoy right now would not be possible except for the efforts of millions of other people who I will never know, and who I will never know exactly what they did for me. But the society that we live in right now is structured such that we all need other people. We are very much interdependent. And so, because we're interdependent, let's focus on the things that unite us, and let's focus on uniting the people around us. Let's focus on overcoming all of those political hate ads that have been on the TV for the last 3 or 4 months, and all of those, the political copy pasta that has been all over social media for the last few months. And let's just let's just be proactive about being united with the people who are around us, because we can make a difference in this world. We can, and not only that, but the difference that we make is one that only we can make. We can love the people around us. In fact, there are people around us that only we have the ability to love. There are people around us that we have a very close relationship with, and that we are able to love and be reconciled with. And so I encourage you to just be that change in the world today. The fact is that we are united, and that being a part of the United States, there are lots and lots of people on this continent who have completely different thoughts about how things should be, about the direction that things should go. But in the end, when I look back at my life, I've survived quite a few of these elections, and the country has as well. Even though every single one of them, in my memory, has always been some matter of life and death, for the or at least the candidates presented it that way. Let's realize that unity is an important goal to strive for, and that in the end we are united by larger values than any short-term issue that politicians claim that they're going to do something about. Indeed, we are united by the values of love and mutual respect that permeate our lives. In the end, that when after another 8 to 12 years or so, we're going to start seeing the long-term ramifications of the choice that America made yesterday. But we can start seeing the ramifications of our choices so much sooner than that. We can start seeing the ramifications of our choices today, right now, as we as we love the people around us, and as we foster a sense of unity with the people around us. Because in the end, we go farther when we go together. We can go, we can accomplish a lot more when we are accomplishing it with the people that are next to us, when we are linking arms. When we go alone, we can go fast, but we can go fast in many different directions. But as the proverb says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And countries are an exercise in going far. Political arrangements are an exercise in going far. They are in just safely stewarding and shepherding large and disparate populations, and finding enough common ground that everybody in the country can compromise it and like it well enough to say, okay, well, I'm going to continue to build into this because I value my future, I value the future of my children, I value the future of my friends' children. So there is so much more that unites us than divides us, and I just want to encourage everybody to focus on these uniting things today. One thing that I've noticed, one ugly thing that I've noticed about politics, and boy, there's a lot of ugly about politics, but one of the things that I've noticed that's ugly about it is that after a political victory, the people who supported that candidate that was victorious, those people tends to gloat over their victory, and attempt to make the people whose candidate did not win feel small or feel stupid for voting for that candidate that did not win. I see it over and over again, this political gloating that happens, and it's always hurt me when I've seen it, because I recognize that the people who are fighting and squabbling are people that like each other otherwise, and that there's some kind of like an artificial there's this artificial conflict that neither of them started, and yet it's ruining their relationship because one of them insists on finishing it. So in the end, instead of doing that, let's just be united. Let's allow our roots to grow together so that we can all grow up toward the sun together. And let's recognize that all of us, no matter what our background is, no matter what our political affiliations or our religious affiliations, no matter what we believe about the most important issues of our day, that the fact is that all of us are interested in living peaceful lives, that all of us are interested in raising our families in peace, that all of us would like to set the next generation up for as much success as possible. And that sort of stuff happens on an individual level and not on a political level. Yes, Pepper.
In the end, we're all human and we all live on the same planet. And so it's in all of our best interests to just get along despite whatever, and excuse my language, whatever fuckery is happening in the world at large.
There you go. You heard it from Pepper. Whatever fuckery is happening at the world at large, whatever it is that is going on, whether you agree with it or not, the fact is that we can still be kind to the people around us, and we can still love the people around us.
In the end, we're still neighbors. We still see each other every day. So why not love rather than hate?
Mm-hmm.
Why not be together rather than divided? Because together we are stronger.
That's right. And together we are stronger. Yesterday, as I was looking at the results of the national election for 2024, I was going through the election roster for 2023, and I was looking at the way that my local county has actually handled elections, over the past couple of years. And one thing that was very interesting to me was that the voter turnout was in the low hundreds. There are about 30,000 registered voters in my community, or in my county, and yet in 2023, when they ran several elections for local officials, then of all those 30,000 voters, only about 200 of them showed up. 200 people showed up. So therefore, the leaders in my county have been selected by 1/4 of 1% of the folks who live in this county. And really struck me as being interesting. Like, we talk about, it's your vote, it's your choice, but apparently it's a choice that a lot of people are just outsourcing to others. That they are, at least in my county, only 1/4 of 1% of the population who is eligible to vote went out and bothered to vote in 2023. How it was just astounding to me. So in the end, let's recognize that even the votes that are cast, those votes are a minority of the population that are that are making these choices. And so I sincerely hope that all of my friends who are rational and thinking and empathetic individuals went out and voted your conscience, and did made the choice that you think would be the best for the long term health and stability of this country. I sincerely hope that you all did, and just recognize that whether the person that you voted for got into office or didn't get into office, you know what, your neighbors are still your neighbors. The people that your friends are still your friends. The people that you see on Facebook are still there, and that they haven't changed. So let's love the people around us. Let's be united with the people around us, and let's continue to self-organize as a country in a way that is conducive to us continuing to last for a very long time. The stuff that unites us is far more important than the stuff that divides us. All right, guys. So thank you so much for coming by for the this special edition of the Wake Up Call, where we just did a "We Are" card. So we are united, and so let's just focus on those things that unite us. I will talk to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll come up with another one of these. Until then, good morning to everybody, to all of my friends and all of my beautiful friends who are here. So good morning, Susan and Dan. Good morning, Jan and Lane. Let's see here. Good morning, Kelly and Amy Joe. Wonderful to see all of you guys here today. Thank you so much for joining. I'll return tomorrow with another more regular episode of the Wake Up Call. Until then, I love you. I appreciate you. I stand united with you. I desire the best for you in life, and I desire for you to meet your dreams and to exceed your goals and to be the person who attains your ambitions, because I believe that when you do these things, that the world becomes a better place simply because you did them. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, aloha from paradise.